Welcome back to Morning Joe. 2 weeks from today, moving in day for the Obamas. That means 2 weeks from today, January the 20th, is Inauguration Day. Should be a wonderful and historic time for this great nation and for the city of Washington. But we're reading terms like miserable, horrible, and disastrous. Here now to talk about inauguration madness in D.C., Patrick Gavin. He writes the Yays and Nays column for the Washington Examiner. He knows the town inside and out. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning.
Got Mike Barnicle sitting with me here, too. He lives in Washington part-time, and he's very concerned for his own well-being. We'll get to that in just a second. But paint a picture for us here, Patrick. So you're going to have, what, 3-4 million people descending on Washington, D.C. all at once. The city's going to be locked down. What's it going to be like?
Yeah, I'll put it like this. If you're the kind of person who's really into being packed like sardines for an event you probably had to kill somebody to get a ticket for seats miles away from the action, for an inauguration where you can't even call anybody with your cell phone and say, hey, I'm at the inauguration, because the cell phone will be so spotty. Afterwards, you can't even get out of there because you have a better chance of winning the lottery than hailing a cab, then, yeah, Barack Obama's inauguration is going to be your kind of event.
Wow, that sounds great. See, I was all excited. I've never been to an inauguration before. This is a historic one, obviously. I'm excited. We're going to go into town, and all I'm hearing is about how miserable I'm going to be. Is it really going to be that bad? What about the history, Patrick? Come on.
Well, certainly there's that. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but come on, this is what television was invented for. Let's not forget, it's January in D.C. Slush, snow, mud, crowds. So, you know, personally, I'll be lying on my couch watching it, but for people who do want to soak in the history, knock yourselves out.
Yeah, the hotel room sounds like a pretty good place to watch it. That's what I always tell people about Times Square in New York for New Year's Eve. It looks a lot better sitting on your couch. So, Mike, I know you have some specific concerns about the inauguration.
Patrick, I have a tendency to make every story about myself.
Yes.
Okay? So please tell me, you know where Dean and DeLuca's is on M Street in Georgetown?
Yes.
All right. So Potomac Street, I have a house on Potomac Street, which is right across from Dean and DeLuca's. Are there going to be any porta potties outside of my house, any porta potties at all at the corner of M and Wisconsin?
Oh, don't worry, Georgetown will be fine. There's no trains that go there. There are buses, but come on, with the traffic, the buses probably won't end up being there. So you and your Dean and DeLuca will be fine. As far as toilets, though, you bring up an interesting point. Here's a stat for you. 1 for every 6,000. That's 1 toilet for every 6,000 people attending the inauguration. So you might want to stay indoors and make sure that you hit the hay before you head out.
You might want to head to CVS right now and store up on Depends.
Okay, Mike, thanks for bringing that into it. Open up your house to the public. That'd be a nice gesture.
How much you figure? What are rentals going for, Patrick, by the way?
You know, they go from anything from 1,000 to there have been some reports of 15,000. The problem is that it's really hard to find out what they're going for because you can't really get anybody to speak on the record about this because let's say you rent your place out for $15,000. You technically have to declare that with the IRS. And, of course, who wants to do that? So a lot of these inauguration rentals are happening beneath the radar.
Patrick, tell me about these balls now. I hear there are parties every night, but one person called these bad proms and, quote, the worst parties in the world. What are the inaugural balls like?
Well, on the downside, if you thought your high school prom was fun, these are going to be even less fun. D.C. has more nerds per square inch than Google headquarters, so there's that. On the upside, unlike your high school prom, this time you can drink. But if you're expecting to get some Dom Perignon and Waterford Crystal, no. This is going to be rail drinks and plastic cups with an hour-long coat check just to watch the Obamas come in and dance for 5 minutes. So most inaugural balls will be a little bit of a buzzkill if you're expecting to be treated like Cinderella.
Pretty attractive package. Inauguration week in Washington.
Personally, I recommend the hip-hop ball the night before. LL Cool J, T.I., $500.
Can you get me into that party, Patrick Gavin? I know you're a man about town, because I'll go to that one.
I'll think about it. Okay. It's tough.
I'm close with T.I. Maybe I'll just call him. Patrick, you've painted a wonderful picture for us.
LL and I are boys, so I'll do what I can.
Okay. All right,
Thanks,
I can't wait to get down there in a couple of weeks. It sounds terrific.
We're going to leave right after the first minutes.
You'll have a blast.
That's right. Patrick Gavin from the Washington Examiner, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Coming up next, what, if anything, did we learn today? Fed Minute.